Hello and welcome to Ladies Who Question. We are just about to dive into the Golden Bachelorette, episode 3. But first, we'd just like to take a moment to talk about and to send prayers, and a lot of them, to all the people who have been affected by Hurricane Helene.
Yes, I do have some friends in Florida that were affected. And I don't know how bad the damage is, but I know a lot was done to their house. They're fine. They're safe and sound. But a dear friend of mine who used to live here in Lake Bluff had a lot of damage.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was pretty devastating, from what I understand. But there's so many of you out there, so our hearts are with you, and we hope that you get through this. And anyways, we're thinking about all of you that
Absolutely
have gone through this horrific storm.
Okay. We'll be right back with that episode 3. Holly.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how it ended because, as you know, I was not here. I did not see the last half hour. I did see at the end where they were singing that goofy song, and then I saw
The Mansion Men?
Yeah, the Mansion Men. And then I saw some previews, which I didn't take notes on because I was...
I did.
Okay, good.
Don't worry.
So anyway, you're going to have to cover that. And thank you so much for doing that.
My God, of course.
Let's dive in to the beginning of this. Okay, it opens up with Joan crying.
Yes. Why was she crying?
Well, she was saying,
her mom?
maybe I'm not ready yet. No, she didn't know about her mom yet.
Okay.
Maybe I'm not ready yet, which, she's been questioning herself all along, but that was just a teary moment.
Right.
So,
right.
And then they show the guys inside.
The frat house.
The frat house, the
Yes.
yawning. Oh, we haven't been getting any sleep, the snoring. Who's the snorer? Is it Greg?
I think it is Greg.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now,
And Charles comments.
Charles
and
L.
Charles L.
Yeah.
Everybody gets up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom.
Three times.
Like, what's wrong with him? He doesn't have to go all the time. His prostate's working well. And it was just so funny.
I thought it was cute. It was a cute opener because it was just the guys sort of just being the guys. And they're complaining about each other, but not in a snarky way.
No,
Just kind of like,
just
boy.
we're not used to sleeping in bunks, and this is like camp. And
Yeah, I feel for him with that. Really, I do. Then goes to Pascal. Okay.
straight away he goes on the one-on-one.
But wait, no, I have something. I have comments about his.
I do too.
I don't cook. I
Yes.
don't clean. I don't do laundry. I am, and then he says even about himself, I am high maintenance. Second time he said that about himself. Okay,
Yep.
we got it,
I got
Pascal.
that too.
You're a little,
Spoiled, rotten brat.
That's
what I
right.
wrote down. And I have a cook and the housekeeper.
That's right. So I
And
don't
it's
have to
like-
worry about these. Yeah.
And that's too bad Joan doesn't see that part.
Well, as we found out, as we will get to that
Yes.
one-on-one date, wow, he didn't really show any of that
No.
on the date.
And it's too bad of course they can't see this, but it's like he's so
Into himself?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So into himself. But
Yeah.
she doesn't see that, it
No.
seems like.
I mean, he talks about his upbringing later, but
Okay.
So then Pascal also won't let what's his name? Who's the snorer? Is which one? Well, anyway, the
guy that does his laundry?
Greg, the one who's doing.
Yeah.
I still that
know.
just blows me away.
Yeah.
He was like, he won't let me sleep with him. But then Pascal gets he was saying or not sleep with him.
I was going to say,
No,
what?
he won't let me. He won't let me sleep in my room or my bed or whatever or something like. Maybe he's on the couch. I don't know what's going on with that, but I don't want to know anymore. Okay, so Pascal gets the one-on-one date, as you said.
I was shocked, but
Did you hear all the me statements? I want her to know about me, and I want her to understand who I am. And I went, oh boy, that's so
Yeah.
Pascal.
that is.
Yeah. Okay, then they're in Vegas,
Yeah.
right?
She shows up in the Porsche.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
I should have known that was a Porsche.
Yeah.
I went, what kind of car is that? I mean, it's snappy, but I wasn't sure.
I think it was a Porsche.
I think you're right.
And
yeah.
she's got the top down and she's all ready to go on a date, and he has no idea where they're going, and he sees her roll up and he lights up like a
yeah.
firecracker.
Right up his alley.
Yeah. exactly.
I'm surprised he didn't say, I have one of these myself. I have a car, a garage full of these.
Well, he wanted to drive, remember?
Well, yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm driving.
Well, I'm sure for insurance purposes.
Oh, yeah, you're
right?
Right.
Yeah. But also, I wouldn't trust him behind the wheel.
Right.
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
So
So,
get on the private jet.
well, first I want to make a comment about her dress. Wasn't
yeah.
that cute? That it was a short kind of
yes, it
floral
was
number
really
with
fun
3/4
and
sleeves.
young and it looked great on her.
Oh, well, she can wear anything.
Right, she can.
But gosh, that was cute.
It was adorable.
I was thinking, I need to take a screenshot of this and Google, what's that called? Google Lens it or whatever, they Google match it.
Oh, yeah.
You know how you can find things that way? Obviously, I'm very adept at that because I can't even figure out what it is. But anyway, so yeah, private jet, okay, to Vegas.
To Vegas.
Yeah.
And the Paris Hotel.
The Paris Hotel. That must have been they were staying because they kept showing the Eiffel Tower prominently.
Oh,
so they were probably
okay.
staying at the Paris
Yeah,
Hotel, right? Because
probably.
they had dinner when they had dinner. It was in that courtyard or something.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the Eiffel
Private
Tower.
dinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was appropriate because of Pascal being from France. And so let's talk about the date. He really opened up.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised about, I don't know if he added drama to his childhood.
I don't know. If he did add on or embellish or just change things, he seemed pretty sincere about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we've been fooled before.
Right.
So, and he would be the one who would probably stretch the truth of any of them.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Joan really enjoyed the date.
I think so too.
And
The fashion show is kind of cute.
Oh, that was cute.
You know, when they
Yeah.
were trying all those different outfits. And what'd you think about her dress that she ultimately wore, that long silver number?
I thought it was nice.
It was very Vegas.
Yeah, very Vegas.
Yeah.
And of course, Wayne Newton rolls in.
Okay. Hold so tight he could barely
I know.
move his face.
Talk. I'm like, he could barely belt out a song.
No, it was very trite to have him in Vegas, but actually very fitting, but also keeping in with the generation, I guess.
Right. Now, do you know how old he is?
Oh, he's got to be 80s something.
He's well, I'm not going to say only, but I thought he was older. He's 82.
Yeah, that's what I would have pegged him
Okay.
at that, or maybe even
I
a
thought
little-
he was older, but
Well, because he started when he was very, very young. He was like a very young teenager when he sang Dankeschön and Rose to Fame.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Dankeschön.
Well, then that's what he sang when he was there. Remember when they were
Doesn't that mean
dancing?
thank you.
Yeah.
So the song is Dankeschön, thank you.
Thank you for the joy and pain, or whatever.
I don't know.
I should know this.
He has been in Vegas forever.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That song made popular again because of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Remember, he sang that on the float.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, so they did the typical Wayne Newton,
Yeah. Oh, I just wow.
and they had a dinner, and they didn't really show a lot of them eating dinner.
No, they did not.
They cut, and they went to the next portion of the show.
Well, they cut to the
Pretty
back to the
quickly.
mansion.
Oh, back to the mansion where the men were sitting around.
Yeah, because remember the
Kim.
yeah, well, yeah. Well, no, you're jumping ahead.
Okay.
That's your no. The next thing was, I know what you're talking about. That
boy.
was so weird.
Yeah.
Okay. No, the guys went to a drugstore.
Oh,
and they were
that's
buying all
right.
of these medications
Sleep
to try to
aids.
get drug them out so they'd all
Right.
sleep.
Right.
Because remember, Charles L. was complaining, none of us have gotten any kind of good night's
Right.
sleep. And so they show him in a pharmacy, like probably buying Excedrin PM or whatever.
And they bought some masks, and it was cute
It was
because it was
cute.
Gary and Charles, and they're just kind of la la la.
Yeah. And then they
Yeah.
show the guys clowning around wearing them and stuff. And
Right.
they're such good sports, all these
My
guys.
gosh, they're. I keep saying this. They're camaraderie.
Yeah.
they're all rooting for each other.
Yeah.
They sincerely are for the most part.
If they end up turning on each other like vipers, I'll be very disappointed.
Oh,
I mean, just
Yeah.
on a personal level,
Right.
just like, oh, darn, it was
It's
so
just-
fraternal and nice.
it just shows the maturity and the respect.
Yeah.
And like you said, they stand to attention when she walks in.
Well,
and I
it's
really
polite.
noticed- they're just such a great group.
They are.
Charles, yeah.
Charles L. When he was really,
sad.
yeah. And he talked to Guy, the ER doc guy from Reno.
Right.
And I thought Guy was very sensitive
I
about
do
this, and he
too.
gave him really good advice.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
Charles L. asked about, oh my God, my wife had blood coming out of her mouth. This has haunted me all this time. And Guy explained it was probably her biting her tongue as she fell. I thought, wow.
Yeah.
And that gave Charles so much peace.
It did. And
Yeah.
and they like totally bonded. And I think, okay, I have to say something about Charles. I don't know if this is the right time or the wrong time to interject this.
What?
Did you know he is now a TikTok sensation?
Huge. There's no bad time to mention that. Get out.
I didn't know that, but my daughter told me. She goes, well, Mom, Charles. I go, which one? She said, Charles L. He's lighting it up like there's no tomorrow.
I bet his daughter got on that.
Well, people are.
No, I mean his daughter probably created all the TikToks, right?
I don't
Maybe?
know.
Oh.
I hear a lot of people are doing TikToks about him. Like he's
About
a phenomenon on TikTok. And so I was like, oh, yay. Charles is getting his 15 minutes of fame.
Oh, that tickles me.
I know, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I know.
And who better than to
Right.
get...
Exactly.
I'm going to search. I don't have TikTok and I refuse to get it for all the right reasons. But I will hunt the ones down on wherever I may find them. I hope I hope it pops up
I know.
somewhere that he's
I don't
so
get it
cute.
either, but I'm going to try to find it too.
But one of the things that we sort of jumped over her date, but he was asking her about what she did, or, and she said, she was talking about herself. Oh, I went to University of Maryland. I believe that's what she said. And she studied computer science, and she wrote code for a while. And I went, whoa, we never got to that because she exited so early on The Golden Bachelor.
Right. Writing code back then, well that's...
in its...
infancy-ish.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean...
good for her. Not a lot of people were majoring in computer science back in the day.
Not a ton, not like now.
Because it was so hard.
Yeah, well, it wasn't...
With those cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. That's just beyond my
But Joan's
area.
really smart.
Yeah. Anyway, so Pascal on the date, he's talking about his childhood, about how he grew up extremely poor in Paris. Or in France. Yeah. And how that shaped his drive. And that's why he's probably materialistic, because he wants to grab it and hold on to it. Growing and so
and show it too.
And
He's showy.
Like, I made it.
Well, when he talked about his shoe having to be cardboard,
I was like, I went, you're not really okay. I mean, how old is he? Because my parents, I remember my father talking about kids having to do that. My father didn't have to go through that, but he was fortunate. But he lived through the Depression. I mean, both of my children. What is with my Freudian slips tonight? Well, actually, they were my children, but that's another story for another time in my personal life. But my dad told me about kids having to do that, putting cardboard in their shoe during the Depression. Now, Pascal is not old enough for that, but
he's
not
69.
Okay, well, my dad would be in his 90s now, so it doesn't matter. That's sort of something that happens. So I don't know if he was honest.
I didn't understand the story. He came to the United States. Well, did he have family, relatives? Did he have 2 cents in his pocket? He didn't speak a word of English. Where did he land and where did he go? I'm just curious.
I am too, and they did not include that. I'm sure he probably said that. They probably had a long conversation about it. I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming here. But no, I don't know, Holly.
Usually it's like, well, I had a relative, or especially speaking no English.
Right.
And wearing cardboard shoes.
What's the rest of the story?
Yeah.
Right?
We want to know.
Yeah. And then go back to the group date then.
Oh, the group date.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, gosh. That was so fun and fun to watch.
It was fun to watch, but oh, God, those guys.
Oh, they're hurting.
Oh, Lordy. There were some kind of not serious injuries, which surprised me.
I thought there would be.
I did too. Because, boy, that one, I forget who had the cherry on his that he slid in.
Was
and
that Guy?
I don't know.
I can't remember. Oh, I think it was Greg.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah. Well,
one injury after the next was just awful.
And then when Charles kicked the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody cheered him on.
It was so cute. And he made it to first base, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He actually made, because he was watching what everybody else was doing, which was kicking it into left field. And for some reason, he got hold of it because he'd never played kickball.
Right.
Oh, wait, I wrote down his quote. Yeah, wait, I gotta find it. He says, they're interviewing him after the game.
Yeah.
He goes, "This is my first experience with this ball." I just thought,
Yeah.
it's just so Charles.
And he's so candid, and that's
Yeah.
how he is.
Yeah, but he did great, and he helped them win, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did.
right?
He got on base, and then they won.
Man, they had Eric Dickerson there and Andre Reed. I mean, I don't remember which. I think Eric Dickerson played for USC, but I know he played pro.
I had no idea who those guys were.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they were pro. They had been pro football players. Oh, yeah.
I thought they were just coached from a college.
No, I think
okay.
they both played pro. Eric Dickerson, I'm pretty sure USC. I don't know. I'm going back in the
good memory.
Well, I could be wrong too, but for some reason,
sense.
it makes sense that they were in Southern
Yeah,
California. But
right.
also, I think he did. But anyway, okay. The winners had the after party. Mm-hmm. It was a blue team or something. It doesn't matter.
It was blue team.
Yeah.
Another thing I'm just chiming in on.
What?
This show seems so drama-free
Right.
compared to typical Bachelor, even the Golden Bachelorette. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Golden Bachelor. There was drama between the women. There was like, people were talking behind each other's backs, and there was a little snickering. There's no drama.
No, not yet, at least.
Yeah. I mean,
But even early on in the Golden Bachelor, there was.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
So we've made it through episode 3. I don't know. You're saying that the episode was drama free, and I didn't see the last half hour, but
it was drama free. Yeah. And,
Okay.
Well, yes and no, but I'll explain that when we
All
get
right.
to it. So then they played kickball, and they went back and to the house and celebrated their win. Oh, she picks the guys for the single dates.
well, wouldn't be guys. It'd be one date.
Well, yeah.
It's a one-on-one.
Well, there was 2 different guys.
Oh, 2 different guys for a
didn't she
one-on-one?
go- No. There was 2 one-on-ones.
Oh, okay. Well,
Well, we did Pascal already, so then she chose Jonathan.
oh yeah, Jonathan, right.
Yeah.
I feel like we're jumping ahead.
I know, and I feel like
Don't worry, I've got it. Because I did it as it went.
okay, because
Yeah.
I have Jonathan before kickball. But maybe
Well, I have, maybe he was chosen then.
Oh, you're right. And
but-
then they went on the date after the kickball game.
Well, there was the evening group date where Gary got emotional. Remember, he was like,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
Gary Bear.
about her mother.
Gil was there. And
was.
that's what I'm saying. Why? I put 3 question marks. Why? Exclamation point.
Right.
So and the reason why they had to keep him in the episode, even though it's, innocent until proven guilty also with that whole thing.
right.
But they kept him because he got the rose from the group date.
Oh, that's right.
Because he opened up about his daughter, his adopted daughter.
Oh, yeah. And she fell for that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and then in the meantime, Joan takes a call from the home. So she's got another home issue
Right.
with regard to her mom, who's 92, not being well.
Right.
So we've got, it's not the kind of drama that was in
Oh, no.
the Golden, but
no.
I mean,
It's
it's just life stuff.
Life drama. Yeah.
That's right. So then we get to the massage part, which you were hinting at earlier.
Yeah.
Well, they're all getting massages. You hear the massage. I'm going, okay. You know that. Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh,
right,
yeah. And I figured, okay, it's got to be a massage because
Right.
this is the mansion. There's no weird stuff going on there. But it was intriguing. Okay, so then they show the shot that...
Guy.
Oh, Guy. Okay, right, Guy.
Oh, okay.
He goes, there's the only way to go when you get a massage. And then he takes off his pants. And,
Go commando.
That's right, go commando. And then they show a shot of Kim, who I guess they could see in.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah, it shows Kim kind of like looking, going, what's going on? But I can't...
because he heard the noises.
I don't know, or he saw him take off his pants. I don't know. But then again, that could also be editing with a shot of Kim just kind of looking off weird into the distance
Right.
while this is going on,
Yeah.
which would not be very nice to Kim, because then it looks like Kim's going, what's going? Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I don't know. They was just kind of funny.
Poor
So
Kim.
then Jonathan, the one-to-one date. He's never ridden horses. She says, I don't like horses. And
Right.
yet They're riding freaking
I
horses.
know.
What?
Yeah. And it was a little bit of an awkward date,
Yeah.
I felt, on the horses, because you can't really get conversation going good. They did stop at a bench, of course, where
Some
they always do.
champagne. Yeah.
And they had a very deep conversation.
Well, he made himself very vulnerable and open with a conversation about what happened with his divorce with the wife. And
like, talk about blindsided.
yeah,
I kind of wonder.
well, I gotta say, I think when someone says out of the blue in some of those situations, there had to have been some hints. And sometimes you don't want to acknowledge them. I mean, I kind of been through this myself. You don't want to acknowledge like what's going on, or
Right.
you don't want to bring it, or, or
You just
denial.
Right, denial.
Yeah. And maybe that's what kind of happened with him. Maybe it was
It was what?
out of the blue.
Yeah.
Maybe she was, I don't know, maybe his best friend action or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe she had somebody on the side.
That's
and
what I'm
she
saying.
Just said, I got to go. It just sounded so sad.
It did sound sad.
He's
And
like, I'm packing my suitcase. I'm like, oh, God.
yeah, I know.
And then he felt like when he was packing, how did he compare the packing suitcase story?
When he was packing his suitcase, when he was leaving his home after, post divorce or during the
right.
divorce,
Okay.
that made him sad. Mm-hmm. But then Hawk.
Oh.
The Hawk.
Hawk. That's what's, yeah. And she got very emotional thinking it might be her husband.
Right.
You know,
Because it had been a
saying-
sign saying that after he passed, a hawk kept going back and forth.
Right.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of poetic and beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
Sad for
And
her, but
I think Charles is really good at absorbing how she feels, and he's very sincere. And I don't know.
Charles. So
I mean, Jonathan.
Jonathan, yeah.
Who they went on the horseback riding date with.
he seems
Jonathan,
like
yes.
an empathetic sort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
And that's where I left off, and I had to duck out for the remainder of the show.
okay.
So it's up to you to pick it up, young lady.
Kim wanted to write a song.
Did
Did you see that part?
Oh, I did see that. Why
When-
didn't I write that down?
He's like,
Nobody liked it.
well, nobody really wanted to participate, and it's not. Yeah, they didn't like it, and they're all the camera pans everybody, and they're all making funny faces and saying, and then Gary, good for Gary, he stands up and says, well, this is not our song, it's your song, Kim.
Right.
And that was a nice way to say, we're not singing this goddamn song with you.
That's
You're going to go solo, and that's it. And then
Yep.
I don't know how Guy got roped into it, but he did. So Guy and Kim ended up singing the song together and sang it to Joan.
Okay, so that's what happened
You missed
after
it, yeah. And I
yeah.
said, oh, that's nice, Guy.
How would he know that melody? It sounds like something that Kim just made up.
I think he did.
Yeah, but how did...
I don't know, because isn't he kind of musically inclined, Kim, or not?
I don't know. Maybe a bunch of sea chanties when he was in a career Navy man. I mean,
boy.
that's the only thing I can think of.
Well, that's
anyway.
what happened.
Okay, so
okay. Then everybody comes back in their suits, and she's in a dressy dress, and they're preparing for the rose ceremony. But there's a long preparation. There's like a good half hour. So I'm like, everybody's like dressed up so early. Is she going to go chit chat? So she did. She went off and had little break off one-on-ones with everybody.
Oh, okay.
And well, the first guy was Chalk. Mm-hmm. And he kind of just grabs her and says, I need to talk to you alone. Mm. Instead of like kind of waiting his turn or going with the flow. And she goes, okay. So they go out to the bench, and he wanted to make sure that he was in the running, and he was coming on pretty strong. Mm-hmm. I mean, he seems really nice. Remember they went on the Disneyland date, I think?
They had fun.
But he's just like, I just don't want to be disappointed. And, he's kind of pushing it a little bit. Mm. And she's like, oh, no. She's just being Joan, being very nice and respectful. Then everybody else goes to have a little one-on-one. And Gary gives, it was so cute. Gary gives her, he framed it, and he wrote a whole poem about her mother.
Oh.
And prayers for Mary. And she goes, that's so nice. She goes, because this was now a day later. Mm-hmm. I just want you to know that your prayers must have helped, because Mary's feeling much better.
Oh.
And guess who's crying? Gary.
Well, he's a crier.
He's
He
like,
is.
here, I wrote this for your mother, and I'm like, oh my God.
Oh no.
And it was so sentimental.
Was it genuine or did it?
No, it was totally genuine.
Okay. 'Cause
Yeah,
he
and
seems-
she got emotional too.
Okay.
And it was just darling. And so then, so everybody had a little chance with her on the bench, around the corner. A limo pulls up.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, I missed the right part of the show.
You did miss it, but when I saw it, I go,
Turdner shows up.
Turdner shows up.
Oh, barf.
I know. So he gets out of the limo, and Joan sees him, and she goes running up to hug him. I'm like, oh dear
no.
Lord. She really does like him. I mean, he's not coming back to the show, but he basically came in to give her some advice. And he really didn't give her advice. He just listened to what she said about how hard it is, because she was getting so emotional over saying goodbye to some of the, like, she didn't want to have to do the rose ceremony. And so this was after the kind of little one-on-ones pre-rose. Then Gary shows up to give her advice going back for the rose ceremony.
Not the good Gary, the Gary Turdner.
Yeah,
Got
Gary
it.
Turdner. Barf. And so he asked her some questions. And he said, okay, I understand. I get it. Like how emotional you are, because I went through the same thing. So he really didn't say, he just said, be true to yourself. It was like a bunch of BS. It was nothing special, but I guess they had to roll him in because you're thinking, oh my God, is he going to become one of the bachelors now? And he said, are you sure?
That the man, it's the one we've seen in previews. He says, are you sure that maybe the person that you want is not even in the house, right? Or something? Yeah,
exactly.
The one they've been showing in previews.
And
okay.
I didn't see the previews. And so that's when I thought, oh my gosh, then he's going to say, well, would you still consider me?
Oh God.
And
horror of horrors.
I know, he didn't. And she said, yeah, there's several guys I have really good connections with. And I think Gary was like, well, the little time that I did know you, he was
trying to make it. He's like, so I got a chance thing?
kind of, but
Ew.
it didn't go there. It definitely did not go there.
That's so ick.
And then she's like, oh, I'm so glad Gary came to give me some advice. And then she hugs him and she goes, Gary and I are really good friends. So obviously they keep in touch. It was just, it made me go, ick.
I question her judgment.
Yeah, I do now. So that's how it ended. That it went straight into the rose ceremony.
Okay, and do you have the names? Who?
I have all the names. So the first rose went to Guy. The second rose went to Dan.
Cutie pie.
Yeah. The third rose went to Gary.
Oh, Gare Bear.
Yeah,
Good. I'm glad
Gare
they're
Bear.
keeping him on the show.
Fourth rose went to Chalk.
Chalk. Oh, so
Chalk.
his aggressive move worked. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The next rose went to
Charles L.
Charles. Yes, Charles L.
Yeah.
I'm
Wow.
like,
Well, they're keeping him
yeah.
around because he's
Yeah.
so darn cute and sweet and
And then
lovely.
The next to last rose went to Keith.
I can't even think who Keith is.
He was from San Jose. 2 girls. Wife had an addiction problem.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
And you know who the last rose went to. Mark.
Oh, Mark.
I'm sure it was like drum roll. I knew he was going to get it.
Of course.
So that's who got. Now Kim, when he exited, he saluted, and all the men saluted him back.
Oh.
It was really cute. CK's off. CK
Oh, CK.
and Greg. So those were the 3 that were cut. I thought they'd cut more. And then it was cute because Guy went out to say goodbye to Kim because they sang the song together. I mean, it was really cute. They all the men hugged the men that didn't make it on to the next.
Aww.
And then CK said, "Good luck, you guys." It was really, really nice.
It is nice.
There's no drama. So I don't know how that's going for ratings because there's no tit for tat and people snickering on each other or one-upping.
Well, maybe people want to see something that is nice and isn't full of drama and anger and vitriol and sniping. Maybe they want to see that.
Right.
I'm finding it oddly comforting.
I am too. It's so nice because it takes that edge off when they do leave, and when they go on a single date, they're all like, "Yay for you!"
Yeah.
Versus, I wish it was me. I mean, some of them say that under their breath, but
Well, they're human.
so that's where we're at.
All right.
And
sounds successful. Oh, the previews.
Yeah, did you see the previews?
I did, but I didn't have time to take any notes, so of course I can't remember a darn thing.
The only preview that really stuck out was Chalk leaves.
Oh, I did see that. He said, you guys, or he told the men that first, didn't he?
I don't know.
No, I don't know. It seemed like he was sort of talking to the guys in the room first.
Okay.
But anyway, I don't know. They just sort of focused on him. It was sort of a tight shot of him.
I wonder
right?
why. What's your gut?
Maybe you just said he did that sort of aggressive move and took her aside, and maybe he feels like, I don't want to be rejected, so I'm leaving first.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, ego is important,
like,
I guess.
That's kind of weird.
Well,
we'll see. So, we're strung out till next week, and that's what we want to find out is why is Chalk leaving.
Oh, I did see the very, very end. The guys are dressed up as the exotic. What's that? Begins with a P. Chippendales.
Chippendales. Yes.
Begins with a C.
Okay,
I guess
that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, they had long shots of the guys on the stage, and it looked like they had some moves. I mean, there was some grinding going on.
I know.
Like what?
Exactly.
I don't know if I'm going to like that, but
yeah,
that was
kind of not age appropriate for that age group. So
no, it was.
We'll see. And Gary had his shirt off.
I saw that,
like,
and I just
I
went.
don't care.
That was the only one that didn't bother me
No,
of the previews.
Yeah,
the other
no,
guys
it
I
was
going,
cute.
ew.
Oh, and I
don't want to see them gyrating.
No, I don't.
But we will next week.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, everybody.
Okay.
But what's the other thing you were just going to say?
I forgot. Gil didn't get a rose.
Oh, good. So
I don't think. Yeah. I'm going to double check that. But
no. He got a rose. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
Because
he got a rose.
He's talking about his
Yes.
adoptive daughter.
Okay, so that's why Greg, CK, and Kim are cut.
Yeah.
Oh,
so there you go.
God's sakes. Well, we know Gil's out.
Well, we know. Yeah.
There's a couple that Charles.
Well, they're not going to be a match. Charles.
I know, but they keep strumming him along.
Well,
and I think Charles even knows he's not going to be a match. He just loves being there.
Yeah.
He's just happy he's made some friends and he knows how to play kickball now.
Yeah.
So
he's enjoying having
and he'll
buddies.
have a little fame after because obviously he's lit up the social media. So
look for him on TikTok.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks you guys for listening. This has really been a fun season so far.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it, probably because it's our age group and we can relate.
Well, yeah, and as you noted earlier, it's kind of been really nice and drama-free, and, we like that. Okay, thanks for listening. Please tell your friends about it. Share this episode, that would be very cool if you could do that on your podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, and follow us on Instagram, and Holly and I will be right here next week bringing you all the scoops.
Okay. Toodles.
Bye. Thanks, Harvey. Ladies Who Question is executive produced and edited by me, Lisa Dominique, and also executive produced by Holly Caulfield. Holly also does most of our research, and Claire Caulfield is in charge of technical assistance and social media. Music, My Lionheart. Sketch music by Florian Manx and Matthew Anderson. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, follow, rate, and review Ladies Who Question on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Send your thoughts to ladieswhoquestion@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and our website, ladieswhoquestion.com.
All content discussed on Ladies Who Question are the opinions of Lisa Dominique and Holly Caulfield and should not be construed as advice of any kind. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as advice of any personal or medical issue for yourself or others. This disclaimer also applies to guests or contributors to the podcast.